Hi, I'm Tina Smith. I'm a North Carolina artist living and working in the coastal region of the state. I've been a musician all my life. Since I was 4 years old, I've been performing on stage. My family had a gospel group, and every person in my family was a musician as I was growing up. My grandparents, my parents, my brother and sister, all of us were musicians, vocalists, and my parents were songwriters at times, not prolifically, but they did write a few songs, and I don't know, maybe that's where I got the idea. I grew up learning music as I was learning to speak language, so for me, it feels like another language that I speak. I started writing around the age of 12 because even then I struggled to comprehend life and its intricacies, and writing helped me at least get it out. My mother died when I was 13. My father thought that I needed something to help me cope, and so he bought me a sound system and told my sister and I to go out and play music, and that's what we did. And for me, it really stuck, so it was a natural progression for me to start writing for the bands that I was working with. I spent 10 years on the road touring with generally the same band and writing a lot of music with the guitar player who was a constant throughout all of that. um, a lot of that music was rock music. Most of it was rock music. But I came off of the road when I was pregnant with my first child. And then I had four more. So altogether, I have five children. I did take time off from music, at least publicly touring, performing publicly, to raise them when they were small. And it was a long break, but when I came back stronger than ever. I came back more focused, I came back more passionate, I came back writing better songs than I had ever written. For the last few years, I have worked principally as a songwriter and performed principally by myself, which has been interesting. I play piano, so writing sitting at the piano is something that is part of my process, and performing in that way comes very naturally to me. I opened a performance venue in 2018 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was a labor of love, something very different for the area, a listening room, and the focus there was to foster an environment for original artists, myself included. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, I had to close it, but I still haven't given up on the idea of reopening at some point. People know me now as an introspective and passionately honest performer, I think. I am doing something a little different now, though. I have recorded albums. My last album was recorded in Nashville with Billy Smiley at Dark Horse Studios. And I have filmed videos in support of some of the songs on that particular album. But my new project is a little different. I am directing, producing, executive producing the video. And I, of course, am in it. It's a music video. And so I'm excited about that project and that aspect of creativity. Interpreting music visually is something that is very akin to expressing it through performance, but there is still another element or various other elements that make it unique and interesting. Music and art in general are very important to me. I believe that art in its highest form is the reflection of truths that we as humans struggle to grasp. For me as an artist, it is very important that I express my interpretation of that diligently and honestly. And I think that fuels my work more than anything else.